Hey guys, it's Cam again. I am going to show you how to make this sunflower box card that I made with my Cricut in Cricut Design Space. So let's get started. This is the base of the card, and I made this with the free objects in the Cricut Craft Room. All this can also be made in, not Cricut Craft Room, but the Craft Room Basics, I'm sorry. This could also be made in Cricut Craft Room for your Cricut Expression or Personal. If you need some help with that or would like me to do it, just leave me a comment and I'll see what I can do. So again, this has score marks on it, and this is the back of the card. These are the two sides, and this is the front. Let's go ahead and get started with the back. I made this panel to fit this, so it's just a different color and there'll be a different outline. This is one of the panels I made for my mom's card, and see how it's going to have an edge there. But I'm not going to put that on quite yet, but I am going to put this craft colored card stack on the back here. I'm going to use my glossy accents. I would suggest a wet adhesive because you want that to move. Of course, my thing is stuck. Because if you use a dry adhesive, you're not going to be able to reposition it very easy. I like glossy accents because it moves really well and it sticks. I'm saying this more snapshot. I probably should fold it first. That's okay. Why can't I do this? This likes to fall quickly. Alright. Let's go ahead and fold these on the score marks. There's a score mark right here. You can't see it, but it's there. You just start to bend it and it finds its way. And just bear with me. This is my first tutorial, so I'm a little nervous. And if I rush through things, I apologize. You can ask me any questions and I will answer them. Yeah, I see. Fold it first before you put your panel on. Don't learn from my mistakes. Do learn from my mistakes. There we go. Perfect. We got it. Okay, next, for these little flaps, they're going to come towards me, but I'm going to fold them in first just to get them to fold on those score lines. Like I said, I made this with my Cricut Explore, and so I had this scoring tool, but then again, you can make this in the Cricut Craft Room, doing some welding and using those Craft Room basic shapes. Sorry, I'm going to pull this up to me for just a minute. There we go. So now we have those all folded in. So now I'm going to fold them towards me. And then I'm going to just use my little bone folder here and sharpen those edges up a little bit. Okay. Next, there's a little flap here. I know it's impossible to see, especially on this dark material, but just, it's there if you just work with it and fold it. And I made the mistake of not making sure my scoring tool was locked into place whenever I did this one. That's why this one's a little bit more challenging, because I saw what I did and immediately fixed it. That's part of crafting. We make mistakes. Alright, so we have all of our score marks. And I did a lot of prep work just so I can make this a little bit faster. On the bottom portions of these panels, I'm going to put a white picket fence. And this is whenever I am offering the file on my blog. So this will be in the file. It's a long picket fence. And I went ahead and cut it. You're just going to count 3 posts, 1, 2, 3, and cut. Skip this section, 1, 2, 3, cut those. And that'll give you it fits perfectly on these panels. I'm going to use my extra pieces for accents on a card, for like a garden scene. Or I was thinking you could cut these out. Kind of looks like candles. Alright, so I'm going to put these on. Let's see. I think I'm going to use my ATG gun. Decisions. And I just put some dry adhesive there at the bottom. And then again, let me move these up. Just bend over any of the adhesive that's there. And just kind of match up that bottom. And I just put the adhesive on the bottom portion of the fence. You don't need it on the pickets. On the pickets, if you didn't hear me. Because it's nice to have not have everything lying perfectly flat. It gives it some sort of realism, dimension. Okay, the next thing you'll find in the designs file is some butterflies and a dragonfly. And I made these specifically just to put on here because the flaps are going to be here. You're not going to see a lot, but it adds a little something for the eye. Also in the design file that I didn't include in this tutorial, I made panels. So you could have different colors of cardstock on each of these panels if you desire. Your choice. So I used my Xyron Create a Sticker 1.5 inch for these little fine details, and just kind of cleaning out the extra adhesive there. And I just kind of turn this one that way, kind of off-centered. And this one, I'm going to turn it in that way. Like I said, these are the two sides and this is the front. And I left the cute little delicate dragonfly for the front. And they go on so easy. Perfect. Alright, so there's the back, here's the two sides, and here's the front. Next, I'm going to put my panels that I made for these flaps. And it's going to be like that. This is how it will cut out, and you're just going to cut it straight down the middle. And I'm going to do that real quick. Hopefully it will cut straight for me. So I'm just using my little portable Cricut cutter, and I'm just going to line these points up to the cutting line. And there we go. They turned out perfect. Awesome. I've had them not turn out perfect. That's just the way it goes. Okay, so again, I like to kind of turn things where they're open, and there it is. It's just easier for me to see. And I'm going to line this edge up with the folding line. So you're going to have that dark showing through whatever color you decide to put your base, make your base. Again, I'm going to use my glossy accents. I got a little stuff for my needle in there I gotta clean out, but nobody's gonna see this. And just do it right below. I love navy blue and the craft color. This paper is from Heidi Swapp's Hello Today collection, and it's my favorite. Then I just go along the edges in the middle. You can use the right piece like this. Just go at the end, it makes it a little easier. Get a little bit later so you can get your edges even. And you guys will stay tuned at the end. I'm going to give something away. It's really just a project. All you have to do is subscribe to my blog. And it's that easy. That's okay, I'm not using marble all that stuff. It is so pretty. Alright. So there are the flaps. Like I said, it's not going to be perfect. It's handmade. I had to come to grips with that because I get a little crazy with everything lining up, but had to let it go. Just let it go. It's not. Alright. Now I'm going to put my box together by putting some adhesive on this little flap here. And this ATG gun fits perfectly. See, it comes together rather quickly, but it's always a smash hit. Okay. So this is how I do it. Everybody has their own way. You'll have your way. But this is how I do it. I turn that flap in on its side and line it up and push down. And look at that. You have the makings of your card. Alright. Now, this is probably the time that I would put my panel on here. This panel is included. This is not a free font in Cricut Design Space. It's the Anna Griffin Soiree lettering. But it's included, but you can hide it and not cut it out. I included a blank one, so you can make your own. And also, the one that I originally did, I did some dry embossing with one of my Cricut Design, Cricut Kettlebug folders. And then just put some twine around it and an extra sunflower. You'll see it in the picture. And I used this pearl pen, Sunny Yellow, which is my favorite, to add some accents to it. Alright, next let's put together this house. And I know you can't, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's all sorts of little cut marks in this. And this is to give you some direction as to where to put your layers. So I used blue and a beige. So blue is going to be the base. Beige is going to be have the 4 windows in it with just the outline of the house. And again, I'm going to use my handy dandy glossy accents. And just be careful going too close to the edge because this will smush out, which is okay, but it just will leave shiny marks on your card. Or you can use the Ranger Matte Medium, which I also like. I should have gotten that out, but I didn't want to be juggling too many things. And just so I don't get it all over myself, I'm going to pick that up with my scissors and just drop it down. All this outside is going to line up. So just get it to line up. Mush it around. That's why I like the, again, why I like the wet adhesive. It's already starting to stick, but then for the outside, I'm going to use the white. And again, I used a Xyron Create a Sticker. I think it's the 5-inch for this. It just makes it easier for me, and it helps with prep work. It's like cooking. I like to do a lot of prep work with my cooking. The same for crafting. And this is a little bit more delicate, so just be careful with it. The only thing that drives me crazy is these little webs of adhesive. They'll come off. I just run my little score through there, and it kind of catches on all of itself. You can also go over it with an eraser once you have it down. So this is going to go across like this. So just bear with me while I concentrate. Thank goodness you're just looking at my hands and not my face, because it wouldn't be good. Okay. You want to match the roof line. I've done that. I've had that issue before. I didn't match the roof line, this bottom roof line right here. There you go. Just give it a good mush. And like I said, if you use the Xyron, you could now go over it with your eraser. All right. Then you have your roof sections. And what I did to give this some dimension so it wasn't so flat is I just got a brown ink. I use this Close to My Heart chocolate ink, or you could use, I really like the Walnut Stain by Tim Holtz, and a Q-tip, and I just ran along the straight line of where that roof line would be, the outside of it, and just drag it in, with this being the darker, if that makes any sense. And I did the same here. And it just gives it some more depth.